We come to you live from Eddie Matthews Field on the campus of Santa Barbara High School, where the Conejo Oaks travel on the road to take on the Santa Barbara Foresters for the Oaks' first roadie of the season, the first time the Oaks are not at home in the 2026 season. It's great to have you with us alongside Calvin Kaplan. My name is Sammy Fawn. The Oaks coming to today 3-1 following their win yesterday against Philippines baseball group. It was a 6-4 win. Oaks scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and the Foresters now 4-1 on the season. They did suffer their first loss yesterday to the Orange County Riptide, but today for the Conejo Oaks, this is a revenge matchup as the Oaks lost to the Foresters on Tuesday at home.
Absolutely. It was an 8-4 loss. The Oaks almost came back in the later innings but couldn't quite get back into it. But, of course, you mentioned it, Sammy. Yesterday, the Foresters fall 2-1 to the Orange County Riptide. That was their first defeat of the season. Just 2 hits for the lineup, the batting lineup all day. Certainly not what they were looking for. Their pitchers got a combined 14 strikeouts, but it wasn't enough. And so now the Foresters will also be looking to bounce back in a different kind of way today.
Riptide showing that these Foresters are beatable, and starting on the mound for the Santa Barbara Foresters is the right-hander Calvin Prosky, a rising senior at UC Santa Barbara. And looking at his college career, he is 6-5 in his time at UCSB, has fanned 100 strikeouts, solid 100, has allowed 52 runs, has thrown in 108 1/3 innings.
And he is a decorated player, a 2.87 ERA this past season at UCSB. 8 walks, 23 strikeouts. That is a really good ratio, and he's got a hard fastball that he'll try to go to often.
Off we go, and there it is right there. And Brandon Contreras, the leadoff hitter for the Conejo Oaks, fouls that one off. So the count, no balls and 1 strike on Contreras. Well, we saw Contreras do a very impressive job as the leadoff batter in the Oaks' first league game of the season against the Riptide, as he takes a hack and misses at that one for a strike. That was last Saturday on June 6th at home against the Riptide. 0-2 on the way from Prosky, a fastball that misses downstairs for ball 1.
Fastball early for Prosky, no surprise there. You said it, Contreras had a 3-single day against the Riptide in his last appearance. He'll be looking to pounce today.
Takes the pitch that hops into the dirt for ball 2, and showing that early leadoff promise, certainly makes head coach David Solis want to put him in that leadoff spot as often as you can. Obviously, it's summer ball, and you got a lot of guys that need a certain amount of playing time. That was whacked up the middle for a base hit, so Brandon Contreras gets himself a leadoff single. A good start for the Oaks here in the first.
Great start indeed. Contreras got a good piece, not afraid to swing with conviction, and this is exactly what he does. He gets on base, gets hard contact, and is able to send it into the outfield to set up for another guy who's had a really solid season this year, Nate Lopez.
Nate Lopez hit a huge 2-run home run last Sunday against the MLB Academy Barons, which tied the game at the time. That one misses in the dirt for a ball. Looking at this batting order for the Conejo Oaks, Contreras, Lopez, and Gordon leading it off. In the middle, you've got Whitgo, Jackson, and Francisco, and to finish it off, Stillwell, Aguilera, and Latshaw. Oh, a swing and a foul tip right into the catcher's mitt of Aiden Camberg. So Lopez behind in the count, 0-2. Contreras with a decent lead at first. Prosky checks on him over there, and we expect to see that from a pitcher like Prosky, especially with a speedy runner like Contreras, who would want to mess with the pitcher a little bit just to keep an eye on these Oaks runners. That's going to be key to keeping these Oaks at bay for the Foresters. On 0-2. Misses downstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We've seen Prosky get ahead of both of the hitters so far today. Good decision by Lopez not to go in the dirt on 0-2. We'll see if he can work the count back further in his favor.
1-2. Ground ball left side. It is a foul ball. Just short of third base bag. Yeah, Nate Lopez, another early lineup guy who has shown a lot of promise already early on in the season. And also defensively, a guy that can play infield and outfield. Pitch on the way, misses in the dirt. Count evens at 2.
And the heart of the Oaks order could potentially come up in this inning, looking particularly at Matthew Whitco at cleanup, Dylan Jackson at the 5-hitter spot. Both have been electric this season in terms of getting extra base hits.
Check on Contreras again at first. We talked about some guys who maybe for a tiny little stretch may be going back and forth between the Baseball Classic and the Foresters. Foresters with a lot of players like that. That one is lined into left field. Fair ball down the line for a base hit. Contreras hustling to third, and Lopez heading to second. And he will be in there standing up as Contreras holds at third. And so the Oaks very quickly in business. They've got first 2 guys on via hits, second and third, nobody out.
This is just a great start for the Oaks, just taking advantage when they see fastballs over the heart of the plate. They're not getting blown by on these pitches, making sure to time them up properly, and just a great poke down the line by Lopez, who had a big home run back on the 7th against the Barons. Now it's Ryder Gordon, who we've talked about his ability to get on base. This is an ideal guy to have up with 2 runners in scoring position.
Ryder Gordon coming from a powerhouse of hitters of Claremont Mudscripts. Plays for the Stags. There's a strike on the outer part of the plate. Ryder Gordon coming in at another key spot. We've seen him pinch hit late in the game in situations where the Oaks have bases loaded, and when they're facing higher pressure like that. There's a line drive right into the glove of Nick Salmon at first. Defensively for the Foresters, Calvin Prosky on the mound. You've got Aiden Camberg behind the plate at first base. Nick Salmon on the infield, far at second. At third base, Joshua Woodworth. At short, Marcus Grease. And in the outfield from left to right, you've got Landon Schaefer, Brady Janusik, and Makani Nabarro in right field. Ground ball left side, diving play over at third by Woodworth. Throw to first is in time. A run does score for the Oaks, so a productive out. What a play over at third by Woodworth. The Oaks are on top 1-0.
This is a great start for the Oaks. Still a productive out. Well hit down the left side in the infield. And it's Dylan Jackson with a runner in scoring position. Now he has 2 outs to work with, or to deal with, I should say. But for the Oaks to get on the board in the first inning, that is a huge start for them to try to respond to the 8-4 loss they suffered against the Foresters a few days ago.
First pitch misses just a little bit inside to Dylan Jackson, the designated hitter. Well, we've seen Dylan Jackson go yard twice this season now. We saw him do it in yesterday's game against Philippines Baseball Group, which tied the game at 3. There's a chopper to short. Nice play over at short, and a nice throw to first to get the out. Very well played by the shortstop, Marcus Grease, who will lead things off in the bottom of the first. The Oaks do score a run. It's 1-0 Conejo heading to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first inning, Conejo Oaks in their first road game of the season, currently on top 1-0 against the Santa Barbara Foresters as they scored 1 run in their half of the first. And starting on the mound for the first time this season for the Oaks, Jaden Kolkowski. First time in league play. And Jaden Kolkowski, coming off his college campaign, has struck out 30 batters, has allowed 53 hits. Gets loose for the Conejo Oaks, and he's a guy who's shown a lot of promise. Saw him pitch in the game against the Coastal Dodgers, first non-league game at Moore Park College, and he gets ready to face a very strong Foresters lineup. Marcus Grease, who made the play to end the top of the first, gets his first looks of the day, the starting shortstop. And again, it's great to have you with us on Oaks Baseball on YouTube.
Marcus Grease stepping up against Kolkowski, who you mentioned the exhibition performance. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Was really sharp, used all his pitches well.
Fastball misses upstairs. Well, this batting order for the Foresters, you've got Grease in the leadoff spot, far behind him, and Janusek in the 3rd spot. In the middle, Salmon, Woodworth, Nabarro. And to finish it off, Schaefer, Hoover, and Camberg. There's a fastball that clips the corner for a strike.
Good couple pitches from Kolkowski. He likes to go fastball, changeup, curveball, and fastball can hover around 90. We saw it right there.
1-1 on the way. Slap to the left side. Ryder Gordon fires to first for the out. Defensively for the Oaks, Kolkowski on the mound. Brady Francisco behind the dish. It's Matthew Whitgo at first. Nate Lopez at second. You've got Ryder Gordon at third base. Danny Aguilera at shortstop. And in the outfield from left to right, it's Stillwell, Latshaw, and Contreras.
We were talking before the broadcast. It's Aguilera's first start at shortstop. The first time a player not named Zach has started there for the Oaks, whether Mora or Nagy.
Mora, of course, a returner from last year with the Oaks. Fastball misses outside to Sawyer Farr, one of quite a number of returners of the Santa Barbara Foresters from last season.
10 hits at Texas A&M last season for Sawyer Farr. A lot of experience in high-level competition.
Fastball misses down and inside, and one of his biggest moments in this past season was getting a walk-off walk against Penn State on February 21st. Misses down. And there, that clips the corner rather for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Jaden Kolkowski looks to keep the Foresters at bay where they are, and that one also clips the upper part of the zone for a strike. Yeah, Sawyer Farr, last year for the Foresters, played in 29 games. Got 3 doubles and a triple. Drove home 17 runs. Check swing. They say he did not go, so the count runs full now on Sawyer Farr.
And this was a good job by Kolkowski working back with well-located pitches. He's got it to 3-2, doesn't want to let up a walk with Brady Janusek, one of the most powerful hitters in the CCL, coming up.
3-2 pitch. Misses just a little bit low, so a 1-out walk to Sawyer Farr. First free pass we have seen in this game.
And that brings up Janusek, who is 0 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday against the Riptide. It was the lack of production from the Foresters hitters that caused the 2-1 loss. They had just 2 hits in that game, but Janusek has shown pop. Hit .297 at Baylor this past year, 14 home runs, 11 doubles, 4 triples. Can't ask for much more than that, especially as a freshman.
That's just what you want to bring to a powerhouse team like the Foresters. As there's a fastball that misses outside for a ball. Of course, the Foresters had their 4-game undefeated winning streak snapped in yesterday's game against the Orange County Riptide. That one is slapped foul to the fence, and the way this ballpark is designed and set up, it's quite interesting when it comes to foul balls. I mean, this stadium is kind of into the ground, just below the street, and you've got the exterior fence as well, protecting the cars in the neighborhood, but they still are on the lookout, no doubt. Oh, case in point, there's a foul ball that goes outside of the field premises, right onto the sidewalk. Yeah, you take a look at the ballpark there. That ball flew beyond the fence, and anybody walking above the field, look out as well. You'd think being on top, you have more protection, but balls go every which way. Pitch on the way. Line foul to the right side. Well, Janusek getting good wood on the ball, getting a great deal of cuts against Jaden Kolkowski, which is, you know, as a hitter, it often does take that in order to find your sweet spot at the plate and get the pitch that you like. Sometimes you have to work for that. Sawyer Farr, the runner at first, does not go, and that one is popped up, a high towering fly ball into short left. The shortstop, Aguilera, makes the catch for the second out.
Nicely done. Got contact far up. Janusik didn't quite barrel it up the way he wanted to. Nick Salmon is also a threatening hitter for this team. But so far, Jaden Kolkowski has done a really good job of maintaining his composure, not letting anything too crazy go on. This is a ballpark that's very favorable to long balls. It's not too deep on any of the lines or in center. Could see some home runs today.
And there's also no terrace, contrary to Ventura College. Runner goes, throw down to second, and Farr is safe by a mile.
Well, we've talked about Brady Francisco's ability to get guys on the base paths, and Farr might have been gotten there, except he just got such a good jump. I mean, he was far ahead. There was just no chance. Nice steal attempt.
Yeah, he was at least halfway before the ball even reached the glove of Brady Francisco. So he's on scoring position. 2 outs, swing and a miss. And Nick Salmon, an even 1-1 count. Lefty first baseman. The Forsters have 2 power hitting first basemen. You've got Nick Salmon and Caleb Hoover, who homered at Pirate Park on Tuesday to right field. Fastball misses downstairs. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Nick Salmon. Well, the outfield also consists of beautiful, gorgeous views with the trees and houses and mountains of Santa Barbara, something the town is known for, its scenery. Fastball, that clips the upper part of the zone. Count is even at 2.
Kolkowski still looking for that first strikeout of the day. This would be a very opportune time against the cleanup hitter.
Farr at second with 2 outs. 2-2. Line drive, right side, caught on a hop at second by Lopez, and he throws on to first to complete the out. So the Foresters get a man on base via a walk, but do not score. It's 1-0 Oaks as we head to the second inning. You're watching Oaks Baseball on YouTube. We will be right back. The California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces, AAA affiliate for the Diamondbacks. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com. Well, we now head to the top of the second inning as Brady Francisco leads things off for the Conejo Oaks. Francisco, one of the very strong catchers for the Conejo Oaks, fouls off the first pitch he sees backwards. Well, on the bus ride to Santa Barbara, we heard Brady Francisco talking on the phone with a potential prospective coach at University of Texas Arlington by the name of Cameron Rupp, who happens to not only be an MLB alumni but a Santa Barbara Foresters alumni. As he looks at a strike that covers the middle of the zone and, hardly got half of the conversation from not being able to hear Rupp on the other end, but from what I heard was, he told us he's been talking to a number of schools, including Arlington, currently heading into his redshirt junior season at Fullerton. And there's a fastball that misses high, but the conversation, it definitely struck something in me, I'd say, and just to hear him getting in touch with these schools, and the baseline of the conversation was I don't care where I end up as long as I'm in one place that feels like home and that I can call family, throw to first, and they got him a very nice play. As I went on with the story, Francisco ripped that ball up the middle, but a nice play at second base by Sawyer Farr to complete the putout.
Yeah, we've seen the guys in the middle infield today, whether it's been Farr or Grease, very willing to make good defensive plays. It's another close one that the Oaks couldn't get, and we'll see if that sets the tone for this inning. But Caden Stillwell, someone who's been productive coming off a 2-hit day against Philippines yesterday.
Fastball misses a little bit up. Yeah, Stillwell, we've seen him as a leadoff hitter. We saw him get a couple of hits in yesterday's game. One hit as he chops that one to the left side. Woodworth fires to first to retire Stillwell for the second out. That'll bring up Danny Aguilera, shortstop for the Oaks today. And as you mentioned, the first time that it's someone not named Zach at shortstop for the Conejo Oaks. First pitch on the way. Changeup hits the corner for a strike, 0-1. A beautiful day in Santa Barbara. Was projected earlier to be about as high as 80 degrees. It's in the high 70s.
Feels pretty hot where we are, Sammy. I can't lie.
We're right by the field at our table, and we were told before the game that there had meant to be a tent that fell apart or got broken somehow, which is unfortunate, but it's very manageable. Sun is going a little further down.
Yeah, we got a nice setup here. All you need is the table. That's all you need to go broadcast.
And, of course, a whole lot of broadcasting stamina and energy. And that one misses low. Count is now 1-2 on Aguilera. Well, Aguilera playing at Menlo College, has played at Moore Park as well as Ventura before that. To a swing and a miss. So Calvin Prosky picks up his first strikeout of the day, and he's got a 1-2-3 second inning. Foresters will come up to bat for the second time in the bottom of the second. You're watching Oaks Baseball on YouTube. Stay tuned. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Conejo Oaks as the Foresters come up to bat, and for the Foresters, due up is Woodworth, Nabarro, and Schaefer. Foresters batted 4 in the bottom of the first, got a walk. And so Joshua Woodworth, third baseman, who has already seen a good deal of action over there at third on the defensive side, gets his first looks at the plate today.
He'll be looking to bounce back against the Oaks last time back on the 9th. He was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
First pitch, a fastball misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Santa Barbara Foresters used to play at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara, have since moved as of last year. They now play here at Santa Barbara High School, Eddie Matthews Field. There's a hot shot to left center field. That is in the gap. It's cut off and left by Stillwell. Nice play out there. And a great piece of hitting by Woodworth. He's got himself a leadoff knock. Well, if he wants to bounce back from Tuesday against the Oaks, I say he's off to a good start.
Absolutely. And I mean, even yesterday against the Riptide, he was 0 for 4 with a strikeout, but got a good piece on that one. And that's something that is to be expected. He was very productive at Pepperdine, a .281 hitter. He's not going to be silenced for long.
That'll bring up Makani Nabarro. And he shows bunt, bunted to the left side. It's a beauty. Ryder Gordon tosses to first. He throws it down the right field line against the batting cages. Woodworth on his way to third. He will hold there, wisely so. Nabarro heads into second. And just like that, when it looked like the Oaks may have gotten an out, Foresters now have runners at second and third with the tying run at third and nobody out.
Well, errors in the early innings have plagued the Oaks in just about every game this season, and you see it right there. That was a beautiful bunt, first of all, from Makani Nabarro, but certainly a situation where the Oaks would have liked to have the out at first. Instead, now it's a big spot for the Foresters, who are trailing in this one, but this is their golden chance to bring it back.
Well, it's second and third, nobody out. It brings up Landon Schaefer for the Foresters. First pitch he sees is up and in for a ball. Well, you know, with the Foresters being down a run and them being the team they are, they know they cannot afford to let these opportunities slide. 1 ball, no strikes. Second and third, nobody out. Pitch is lined. It's fair down the left field line. In to score is Woodworth. Right behind him, Nabarro. He will score, and into second goes Landon Schaefer. And the Foresters are now on top 2-1 on a 2 RBI double from Landon Schaefer.
This is where the bats get going. Early count swings. Schaefer pieces one up. And for the Foresters, this is more of what you'd expect, the high-powered offense early in innings. Caleb Hoover has a chance to add to it, and he was tough for the Oaks, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs back when these two teams played in Ventura on the 9th.
Included a long ball from Hoover over the right field wall in Ventura, and that's something the Oaks look to keep down today, and takes a fastball inside for a ball. Yeah, Hoover, another returner for the Foresters, knows this ballpark very, very well as this league as a whole. 1-0 from Kolkowski. Line drive, base hit, right field. Schaefer is going to be sent home. The throw coming in, and he will score standing up as the throw was late. And the Foresters add some insurance. It's 3-1 Santa Barbara as Hoover drives in a run.
And now the Oaks will really be wishing they had that out on the sacrifice bunt attempt from Nabarro, because it's been double single since then. The offense is really starting to chip in. The Foresters are not done yet either. There's still no outs in the inning. Camberg is the 9-hitter who will have a chance to do even more.
Camberg also was a force to be reckoned with for the Foresters against the Oaks on Tuesday, and he steps in, and yeah, still nobody out. Hoover with a very good lead over at first. First pitch to Camberg, a fastball in there for a strike. Well, it may not have been the most favorable first inning for the Foresters, but they have certainly gotten their offense alive in this inning. That one is popped up left side in foul territory, and it's Ryder Gordon who is able to call off Brady Francisco to make the catch.
Nice play by Gordon. Good awareness of where it was. A high foul ball. It's back to the top of the order, though. Marcus Grease will look to bounce back after having grounded out to start the game.
Well, Hoover is the runner at first. There's now one down. Marcus Grease, the leadoff batter. Looks at a fastball strike. And a good way to know that you are making the pitcher work and that you're getting your offense going. You're able to bat your leadoff batter in the second inning again. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball high and deep to right field, and underneath it and making the catch is Brandon Contreras. So that's a big second out for the Oaks, and looked like he almost might have had a chance at a double play as Hoover's able to get back. So there's now 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Sawyer Farr again, who drew a walk his first time up in the first. Hoover the runner at first. 2 outs now. First pitch, fastball, strike. Right over the plate. Sawyer Farr, another guy with a lot of familiarity with this ballpark. Looks to keep this inning going. Very good RBI hitter, not a particularly big home run hitter. So he takes a fastball up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaden Kolkowski facing his second inning hurdles. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike now. The Oaks, of course, hurt immensely by that error at third on the bunt by Nabarro. Two balls, 1 strike. Here comes Kolkowski. Line drive, base hit left field, and Stillwell's got a long run to go to cut it off. He does, and he's able to keep Hoover at second. But the inning will continue as Sawyer Farr has got himself a 2-out single.
Joining in on the hit party, Brady Janusek is up next, and he didn't get a hit his first time up, but he's very capable of powering one either out of the yard or at least into that gap somewhere. Suddenly the Foresters are threatening again, and Kolkowski had done a really good job of bouncing back over the last couple of at-bats, but once again just allowing hard contact and suffering as a result.
First and second now with 2 outs. Foresters already have an insurance run, and you know they'd love to get more. First pitch, slider misses low, and I mentioned it during, or we mentioned it during Tuesday's game against between the Oaks and the Foresters, that no lead is safe, and as big of a lead as the Foresters had that day, we saw the Oaks start to chip away. Later in the game, they did fall short as they couldn't quite take advantage of a number of those opportunities. That gets past Brady Francisco, and both Hoover and Farr will move up. So now Janusek could bring home 2 runs with a base hit into the outfield. He could easily do so with a single. Pitch on the way. High fly ball in the air to center field, chasing Latshaw back to the track, to the wall, and he drops the ball in deep center field. 2 runs will score. On his way to third, Janusek. And the wounds continue for the Conejo Oaks as what appeared to be out number 3, Latshaw. I wonder if he lost it in the sun. It was a towering drive out there. off the bat of Janusek. It was dropped, and as a result, both Hoover and Farr scored.
Must have lost it at the very end. I mean, the sun is definitely pointing relatively his way, and that is just brutal for Kolkowski. As an outfielder, you want to be able to help your pitcher out in those situations, even on a hard-hit ball that could have easily ended the inning. Now the Foresters lead by 4 and have a runner 90 feet away.
The Oaks with 2 errors in this inning. The Foresters with about 2 to 3 bonus runs in the inning. That one misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, there's definitely sun. That ball just kept on carrying. I thought it had a chance of being gone. And it looked like Latshaw was almost going to reach over the wall from here. 2-0 on the way, a swing and a miss. Looked like Salmon was a little late on it. And by the way, Nick Salmon, the 9th man to bat in this inning. So the Foresters, following this at bat, assuming there's no pickoff or caught stealings, will have batted around. Misses outside, dropped but kept close by Brady Francisco.
I'm glad to see you agree about batted around, Sammy. I think that's an age-old debate of whether 9 or 10 batters is batted around, but
yeah,
it's 9, and you also have the correct opinion.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe so too, because you think about a round, each batter bats at least once. Misses inside, and Nick Salmon draws the walk, and the Foresters have officially batted around.
It's back to Woodworth. He singled to start this whole thing off, but again, it was the error that allowed Makani Nabarro to claim first and then claim an extra base, send Woodworth over to third, and both got driven in by Schaefer. And suddenly, again, for the Oaks, Jaden Kolkowski hasn't necessarily been as sharp this inning as he was in the first. He's definitely allowing a lot of hard contact, but these fielders need to know how to back up their pitcher more consistently. It's suddenly a big spot for the Foresters, who have 5 runs and potentially counting.
Scott Rudinsky, the pitching coach, going out to the mound to talk to Jaden Kolkowski. And if there is one man he needs to hear from, it is Rudinsky, a pitching coach with big league experience. He was drafted at 18 by the White Sox out of Simi Valley High School. He is from around this area, this region of Southern California. Has played also with the White Sox as well as the Dodgers, a couple other teams. And Kolkowski, yeah, you said it, had a great first inning overall, just has had many bumps in the road this inning. And Joshua Woodworth batting for the 2nd time this inning. And not that anybody listening cares, but I have officially run out of room in my 2nd inning column in my scorebook.
That's when you start erasing and making little slash lines in the middle of the box. First time this season we've had to do that.
First pitch, a fastball, misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Woodworth singled to begin this inning. Woodworth responsible for the very first single for the Foresters today, as they've got a 4-run lead over the Oaks. Changeup misses outside. The count now 2-0 in favor of Joshua Woodworth. Janusek and Salmon, the runners. 2-0, misses downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, if you're Kolkowski, you would definitely prefer to not load the bases here. Granted, that would set up forces everywhere, but don't want more damage to be set up. It's a 3-0 count on Woodworth. Here he comes, a fastball in there for a strike, and that was a much-needed strike for Kolkowski.
Yeah, he's shown the ability to work back into counts today, and coming off 1 walk, he certainly doesn't want another, and we'll see if that meeting at the mound gives him any residual positive effects in terms of his command.
3-1 is popped foul out of play, so a 3-2 count now, and with 2 outs, the runner at first, Salmon, will be going on this pitch. Nobody holding Salmon at first. Plenty of room to hit it down the right field line. 3-2, 2 outs, first and third. There goes Salmon, and it's popped up to the right side. Will it stay in play? It appears that there is room on the right side, and the catch is made by Whitgo. So the Foresters bat 10, and they score 5 runs to take a 5-1 lead over the Conejo Oaks. We now head to the third inning. 5-1 Sturs. We'll be right back. Well, it's 5-1 Santa Barbara Foresters as they score 5 in the bottom of the second, and they certainly make the Oaks pay for a couple of severe errors. There was that bunt over at third, and Ryder Gordon just chucked that ball down the first base line. And then there was the fly ball deep to center field that was dropped by James Latshaw, who leads off the third inning for the Conejo Oaks, the only Oaks batter who has not seen action at the plate today yet. And he fouls off the first pitch he sees right above the Foresters' dugout. Dugouts are neat at this ballpark. You've got the sort of, forget what you call those bricks, but that particular roof and sort of the mission-style walls. It's very neat, and that's something you see a lot across Santa Barbara, and that one misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, good views wherever you go at any of these CCL ballparks, especially here.
Fouled straight back against the fence. You got nice outfield views at Ventura College as well, but I mean, if you look in the outfield, you've got house views everywhere you see. And mountains. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Popped up right side into foul territory. It will be landing foul. It one hops the foul fence, so Latshaw will get at least one other chance.
He's fighting pitches off, staying alive just like needed. For the Oaks, it's not necessarily going to come all at once, but with that run in the first inning, Calvin Prosky has shown he is hittable. And these Oaks players will try to take advantage. Of course, Brandon Contreras on deck, led off with the single in the top of the first.
Prosky definitely getting tremendous help from his defense as well as his offense, setting him up to rebound as Latshaw swings and misses. And Calvin Prosky with his second K of the day, 1 down.
He's had strikeouts in back-to-back batters, showing his strikeout stuff, and we noted he's not a guy who walks a ton of players. Hasn't really come close to walking too many guys today. And Contreras will try to get a base knock, and ideally for the Oaks. Of course, Lopez had the double to follow him up. That was what initially allowed the Oaks to score on an RBI groundout.
First pitch, 1 hops the dirt for a ball. Yeah, Contreras ripped a ball up the middle his first time up, and you know, you think about a leadoff guy, think about someone who consistently gets on base any way you can, and Contreras has got great contact pop as, you know, he is one of the most reliable hitters that the Oaks have, and whenever he's got the chance to lead off, he shows why he's there. And that one is scorched into center field. It is It is not quite caught. It's on a hop, but a great effort out there in center field by Brady Janusik. So Brandon Contreras is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles.
It's been a great season for Brandon Contreras. Make it 5 for 7 overall. Very efficient, able to get base knocks, putting on a show so far, just like he did at Ventura College, hit almost 300 over the past season.
Well, here's Lopez, who doubled his first time up. Ground ball right side. Sawyer Farr is able to cut it off and throw to first to get the out. That does move Contreras to second, so it works just as well as a sacrifice, even though that's not technically a sacrifice. There are 2 outs, and Contreras now at second. And yeah, the Oaks are chasing 4 runs, but set yourself up with Contreras at second, and a very good contact hitter and power hitter like Ryder Gordon has the ability to drive him in for sure.
And the Oaks want to get 1 out of this. Can't leave runners in scoring position too often with a deficit like this.
Pitches in the dirt, blocked by Camberg. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Ryder Gordon coming off of 3 tremendous seasons at Claremont Mudscripts, the Claremont colleges. Of course, at CMS, the men's teams are the Stags and the women's teams are the Athenas. Chopper to the left side, coming in, Woodworth. He tries to barehand it and comes up empty. So Gordon is aboard. Well, I got to tell you, Calvin, nine times out of 10 that we see that, especially in summer ball, it usually does not go perfectly according to plan if you're a fielder, if you try to barehand it.
Absolutely. It's a tough play. It makes sense that Gordon gets credited for a single on that one, but now runners in the corners, and who better to have up than the cleanup man, Matthew Whitco.
Prosky looking to get out of the woods. And he takes the first pitch downstairs. So the Oaks have him at the corners. Very speedy Contreras at third. And Gordon at first. Whitco, a guy we've seen come through time and time this season. Fastball hits the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, we saw Whitco ground out, but he's had multiple extra base hits this season.
Misses down and inside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Whitco. First and third with 2 outs. 2-1 on the way. Popped up left side, third base side. It is. He got it. So the Oaks leave 2 runners on in the 3rd inning. And we now head to the bottom of the 3rd. 5-1 Sturs, and we'll be right back. Still 5-1 Santa Barbara as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We saw the Conejo Oaks put 2 runners on, get a couple of hits in the top of the third, but Prosky ultimately able to get out of that jam. Forsters ahead by 4, and they've got an opportunity to get even more insurance here, and leading things off will be the speedy Makani DeBarro, the right fielder for the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Speedy is right. I mean, he forced a tough play, laid down a bunt, got to first safely, and then it was ultimately the error by Ryder Gordon that allowed him to get to second as well.
He's got a fitting walk-up song, too. He's doing Hawaii, and he lines the ball to left center field. That is in there for a hit. Cut off by Stillwell. And so Nabarro is on for a second time today, this time via base hit to left.
Just a solid knock. The Foresters are getting consistently good contact all day. Landon Schaefer is another guy who has, of course, he had the double back in the second. This offense just will not stop.
First pitch to Schaefer, ripped to short. Aguilera throws to second for 1. Lopez to first in time. 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, there are 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
That's absolutely huge for the Oaks. We've seen them make several double plays this season, and that's the way the fielders can step up. For Kolkowski, who had a rougher second inning, is doing a lot better now with 2 outs and nobody on against Hoover, who's still a big threat, had the home run against the Oaks a few days ago.
Jaden Kolkowski looks to keep the score as it is, and Hoover swings and misses at that first pitch for strike 1. Yeah, Hoover saw him launch that ball well over the right field wall against the Oaks on Tuesday. And this is definitely a homer-friendly park, as that one is flied in the air to left center field. Plenty of room for Stillwell, who settles underneath it to make the catch. Well, 3 batters in the inning, and we now head to the top of the 4th inning. 5-1 Foresters. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Well, it's 5-1 Foresters as we now head to the top of the 4th inning, and Calvin Prosky, entering his 4th inning of work, has handled this Oaks lineup very well. Had a minor 1-run hiccup in the top of the 1st inning. He has rebounced very nicely. And this Oaks lineup, which has definitely come through against the Foresters. They have been able to manufacture runs against them this season, but chasing 4 big runs, a few of those maybe unearned. And the Oaks, with a due-up of Dylan Jackson, Brady Francisco, and Caden Stillwell, look to do some damage against the Foresters.
And so far, an early trend to note is that of the top 3 Oaks hitters, they are combined 4 for 6 against Calvin Prosky. Everybody else is 0 for 7.
Leading off for the Oaks, number 12, Dylan Jackson.
So Dylan Jackson, first up for the Oaks. First pitch. Misses upstairs, 1-0.
Jackson with 2 home runs already this season's been such an electric bat to watch for this team.
Check swing, and they say he went around. Jackson looked a little surprised at that call from first, but He's got a 1-1 count against Calvin Prosky. We've seen him go deep twice this season. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed change there from Calvin Prosky.
That's been the trend for Dylan Jackson, his big swings. It sometimes leads to strikeouts. He had 2 yesterday, but also had the big home run and another hit.
A swing and a miss. Jackson goes down via way of the K. It's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Prosky.
Up next, number 21, Brady Francisco.
Here's Brady Francisco, rising redshirt junior at Oklahoma State. He had redshirted at Grand Canyon, transferred to Yavapai. He steps in there against Calvin Prosky. He grounded out to second his first time up. Big swing and a miss, off speed there from Prosky. And I mentioned earlier he was on the phone with a coach and potential recruit from UT Arlington about heading there. He's heading into his redshirt junior season. There's an off-speed strike on the upper part of the zone. Francisco had redshirted in 2024, his freshman baseball season, and then transferred. And that's strike 3 called on the lower part of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Calvin Prosky, and just like that, 2 gone in the 4th.
Up to bat, number 19, Caden Stillwell.
Just a tough way to end the at-bat. Never want to go down looking, but Calvin Prosky, has been dealing with 4 strikeouts now on the day.
Caden Stillwell grounded out his first time up. He pops that one up to the right side, a long run, and it's going to drop down the right field line. Stillwell is on his way to second, where he will stand in with a double. Well, that was a tough play out there in right field. That'll definitely be a hit. It looked like it was going to be a three-way toss-up between the first baseman, Salmon, the second baseman, Farr, and the right fielder, Nabarro. It ended up dropping a great diving attempt by Farr, but it falls in there.
Yeah, that was a really nicely done hit. Not your traditional way of getting a double, but it works.
Well, it now brings up Danny Aguilera. Misses low for a ball. Well, the Oaks with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and that one misses low for a ball. Well, Prosky looks to get out of another one-runner jam. Saw him exit the 3rd inning after the Oaks had stranded a couple. Catches the corner of the zone. It's now pressure is on Aguilera to keep this inning going and to avoid a strikeout. Payoff pitch just misses a tad high. Count now runs full. Two outs in the inning. Prosky looking to work out of this one. Payoff pitch. Fouled back and out of play. Into the neighborhood. That one was hit onto Cannon Perdido Street. Another 3-2. And another foul ball, and, well, off to the same street. It looked like it may have ended up in one of those trees up there. So Aguilera making Prosky work in this at-bat. Looking to get to these Santa Barbara Foresters pitchers. Another payoff. Popped up left side, and Prosky calls the ball off and is able to make the catch for himself. Well, the Oaks strand a runner at second, and we now head to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 5-1 Foresters. We'll be right back. We now head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Jaden Kolkowski is done after 3 innings, after allowing 5 runs, which all came in the second inning. The Foresters had that explosive inning, and now up to the mound goes Ty Hanley. Hanley 1-0 on the season. It's the winning pitcher on June 7th. Against the MLB Academy Barons. And he steps in here looking to pick up after Kolkowski. The Oaks chasing 4 runs. And it's going to be Aiden Camberg to lead things off for Santa Barbara. Popped out to third base his first time up. First pitch, some heat, misses down and away for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, for Hanley, we got to see him throw 2 innings against the Barons back on the 7th. Allowed 1 run. Got the win, though, and had 4 strikeouts.
1-0. Misses just a little bit inside, and the count evens, or the count is 2-0. Ty Hanley, rising sophomore, attends Golden West College from Thousand Oaks, California, on a 2-0. Misses downstairs. It's now 3-0 on Camberg.
Brings up Marcus Grease, who was 0 for 2 so far today. One of the few Foresters to not yet get going. And for Hanley, he'll want to work quickly. Kolkowski had the benefit of a quick third inning thanks to a double play. They'll see if they can get more of the same in the 4th.
Aiden Camberg, the runner at first. First pitch to Grease. Off speed is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ty Hanley, a southpaw for the Oaks, who has shown a lot of promise and has shown a lot of great stuff for the Oaks this summer thus far. The 0-1. Tipped right into the glove of Brady Francisco for another strike, 0-2.
Well done by Hanley getting ahead. He's got 10 appearances under his belt at Golden West, had a 7.13 ERA this past season.
Pitch on the way, misses away, so 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marcus Grease. Yeah, one of the few Foresters that we have seen not get on base yet. There goes Camberg. Throw down to second is high. It goes into center field. Camberg will hold. The pitch was a ball. So a stolen base by Camberg. And, you know, when you have a 4-run lead, it can sometimes be easier to be aggressive. And the more aggressive you can be successfully, the more of a difference that can make in a ball game. And Foresters just want to keep propelling themselves further ahead every chance they get.
These runners have been getting great jumps. That's been the big thing. Now another one in scoring position.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Grease. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul. Looked like it went right between the legs of Grease. So the count even at 2. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Oaks chasing 4. Two on the way. Line drive right back up the middle. That's a base hit. Camberg is going to get the wave. Throw coming to the plate, and it will be cut off as Camberg scores from second. And it's now a 6-1 Foresters lead on an RBI single by Marcus Grease.
It was only a matter of time before Marcus Grease came alive in this one. Not surprising to see it right there. Huge knock into the outfield. Getting done what he needs to for his team. It's been all Santa Barbara ever since the Oaks got that opening run. That feels like ages ago.
Sawyer Farr steps to the plate 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Single to left his last time up. Misses in the dirt, blocked by Brady Francisco. And it was Hoover and Grease who were both on base when Brady Janusik drove a ball to the warning track that was dropped by Latshaw in center. That led to 2 runs. There goes the runner, and Francisco doesn't even throw, so an easy stolen base by Marcus Grease.
And this is one of the few times where, as a pitcher, especially as a lefty, you've got to be thinking about checking over at first more, because there's no reason for these guys to be getting such good jumps over to second. Francisco didn't really have a chance to throw it over.
So Grease now in scoring position. Misses in the dirt. It's now a 3-0 count on Sawyer Farr. And the walks have definitely been one of the most significant wounds for the Oaks today. Runner at second with 1 out. Swing and a miss. 3 balls and 1 strike. And I beg your pardon, nobody out in this inning.
Good pitch there by Hanley to work it back closer.
Full count now on Sawyer Farr. Grease at second, nobody out. 3-2 misses downstairs. The second walk of the inning from Ty Hanley puts runners now at first and second, and nobody out.
Sawyer Farr is 1 for 1, but has a couple walks as well. Brady Janusik reached third on an error. That was the dropped fly ball way back in the second that we can remember, of course, during that 5-run inning where the Foresters batted 10 guys. For Ty Hanley, hasn't been delivering bad pitches, but the Foresters have been very on point. pouncing on anything they can get.
Well, Foresters now with runners at first and second, still nobody out. Brady Janusek, who reached on an error his last time up on that deep fly ball to center. First pitch in the dirt, blocked again by Brady Francisco, and that's something we've seen him and the other Oaks catchers do very well in the season, is able to consistently prevent that ball from going back. Yeah, there's some that escape now and then, but Oaks catchers do an exceptional job of keeping the runners where they are. 1-0. In the dirt, slow, and the throw down to third is in time to get Marcus Grease at third. Sawyer Farr does advance to second, but Marcus Grease is caught stealing third. A much-needed first out for the Oaks.
Well done on the recovery. Francisco able to get the ball out of the dirt and then just whip it over to third, getting a much-needed out for his team.
Yeah, Grease maybe figuring he might have caught Francisco off guard a bit, but was very much anticipating, especially after having blocked so many of those dirt pitches. And Hanley is able to get that one a little higher up and in there for a strike.
Well, maybe the reset opportunity that this team needed. They're trying to take advantage, get out of the jam a little bit. Still a runner in scoring position, but with one out, it gets a little easier.
2 balls, 1 strike with now 1 out and a runner at second. Chopped backwards, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Brady Janusek. Foresters with a 6-1 lead over the Oaks, but as we have mentioned time and time again, no lead is safe. Two on the way, a swing and a miss. Janusek goes down via way of the K, 2 down.
Ty Hanley incorporating a strikeout pitch for the first time today. And it really seems like that caught stealing has helped out this Conejo Oaks squad. They'll want to limit the damage to just 1 run in this inning and stay on the fringes here after 4.
I'll bring up Nick Salmon to the plate, who walked his last time up. Misses down and in for ball 1. Well, Ty Hanley laboring through this 4th inning, where he's allowed 1 run thus far. Stolen bases have definitely been getting to the Oaks. A swing and a miss. It's an even 1-1 count on Salmon.
Hanley's putting juice into these pitches, getting a fastball by Salmon, and is trying to just find a way to string together outs and maintain that confidence that he's established.
Pitch on the way. Misses downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike on Salmon. Two and 1 with now 2 outs. Sawyer Farr, the runner at second. It is chopped by Salmon. Chopped that one right below the knees. So a little more pressure on Salmon with a 2-2 count. Runner at second with 2 outs. A 5-run lead for the Foresters. Pitch on the way is fouled straight back. So Salmon battling Hanley here, making him work for his 3rd out.
It's been a good battle. 2 guys with experience. Nick Salmon spent 2026 at Golden West as well, so actually 2 teammates going at it right here.
May give Salmon a little bit of an advantage in terms of knowing his stuff. And the pitch is fouled straight back, and we may be seeing signs of that in this at-bat. When teammates face each other, although it is interesting because it could also be the first time that they're facing each other, playing against each other. But Salmon certainly putting up a good battle against Hanley. That's how you get to teams. The more pitches you can make them throw, the more you can make them work, the more you can figure them out. Another 2-2. In the dirt, and heading to third is Sawyer Farr. So it's now a runner at third with 2 outs.
Farr has been running all around the bases today. Had a stolen base in the first, advanced on a wild pitch in the second. Now has advanced on a wild pitch twice this inning.
If you're the Foresters, you might think, it'd be nice to have that extra runner, to not have that runner caught stealing, but big lead and still a chance to do more damage. And Salmon has walked for the second time today. So it's now runners on first and third with 2 outs.
Now batting, number 20, Josh Woodworth.
So Woodworth is back up for the Foresters. He batted twice in the second. It's coming up for time number 3. Of course, 1 for 2 with a single, so breaking a drought from last game against the Riptide, as well as a drought against the Oaks this season.
Ground ball to short. Aguilera able to scoop it, and underhand toss to second for the Force to end the inning. Well, the Foresters get a run. They get just 1 hit in the inning, 3 walks, and we now head to the 5th inning, where it's 6-1 Foresters here at Eddie Matthews Field. We'll be right back. Six to 1 Santa Barbara Foresters as we now head to the top of the 5th inning, where the Oaks will come up to bat. It'll be James Latshaw leading things off, batting for just the 2nd time today. Went down via way of the K his first time up. And it hasn't been the brightest of days for him in the field today, but he's got a chance to strike a spark right here. As he fouls that one back, 0-1. Saw that ball drop from his glove in center field a few innings back. He's been a good source of contact in the Oaks lineup, as that one hits the upper part of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes.
Calvin Prosky still dealing into his 5th inning of work, up to 60 pitches.
0-2 is chopped backwards and out of play. So still an 0-2 count. 0-2 on the way. Swinging a fly ball out to right field. Makani Nabarro is there to make the catch. 1 down.
Well played, but that was a good smack by Latshaw. Suddenly now the top of the Oaks' order is up. A welcome sight for the Oaks as Brandon Contreras is 2 for 2 already. Had a single in the first, a single in the third. And if he were to start a rally, now would be as good of a time as any.
2 hits on the day, both to center, and that last one he hit, it almost looked like Janusek had a chance to make that sliding catch, but it was just a little bit short of him as he takes an off-speeder that misses high and away for a ball. One ball and no strikes on Contreras. Looks at a fastball downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0. Misses upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes.
Or he could just be patient too. I mean, that's not a bad strategy in this situation. Likely won't have the green light here.
3-0 from Prosky. Off speed hits the outside corner, 3-1, and a needed strike for Prosky, the right-hander who is throwing exceptionally well today for the Foresters, his first outing of the summer. And that one misses upstairs, so a one-out walk to Brandon Contreras.
He just can't stop reaching base. 3 for 5 against the Riptide in his last appearance. He's 2 for 2 today with a walk. Nate Lopez had that double back in the first. He'll look to get a big knock. And for the Oaks, it's going to be tough to get offense off these Foresters pitchers, but with Prosky in his 5th inning of work, maybe they can capitalize on him being more worn down.
First pitch. Hits the outside corner, 0-1 to Nate Lopez. Lopez 1 for 2 with a double. That was back in the first inning. Pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Camberg. As Contreras with a good lead at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Prosky deals. Lopez fouls it straight back against the fence. 1-2.
Prosky getting right back to the strike zone. That's his forte. We mentioned that he doesn't walk a lot of guys, just allowed his first of the day. And his 9th of the 2026 calendar year, if you count all year at UC Santa Barbara.
Check over on Contreras at first. And Lopez behind in the count, 1-2 with 1 out here. Top of the 5th. Oaks looking to start to claw their way back. Lopez fouls that one right off his leg. So it's still a 1-2 count.
Good fight from Lopez, someone who is looking to get more at-bats after a season at San Diego State, batted .125 there.
Another check on Contreras, a little closer that time. Still 1-2 on Lopez. Prosky deals. Chopper to the left side. Woodworth will throw to first to get the sure out. So on the ground out, Contreras does move to second. And that puts him there with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Ryder Gordon.
The Oaks have stranded 4 runners on base so far today. Ryder Gordon won't want to make it 5. He had a single back in the third, line out in the first, so he's been getting good hard contact. And will want to generate that here as Prosky It's up to 72 pitches trying to get out of his 5th frame.
Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Contreras will come to the plate. The throw home is too late. Contreras with a head first dive, and it's an RBI single for Ryder Gordon, his first RBI of the season. And it's a 6-2 Foresters lead.
It's an important hit for Ryder Gordon. Important for the Oaks as they try to get back in it. Nicely done, even with 2 outs. Didn't care about the pressure, just poked one right back up the middle. Matthew Whitco is up now with an over 2 days so far, but again, 2 hits yesterday against Philippines. Also had a 2-hit day back on the 6th against the Riptide.
First pitch, a fastball up and away, 1-0. Yeah, Whitco had an RBI ground out his first time up. Oaks now chasing 4 runs again. Pitch on the way, misses downstairs. It's 2-0 on Whitco. On the way. Misses down and in. It's now 3-0 on Matthew Whitco.
A very rare 3-0 count for Calvin Prosky. And suddenly this gets interesting if Whitco gets walked, because you got 2-time home run hitter Dylan Jackson on deck with 2 outs, and he would have 2 men on.
Fastball strike hits the lower part of the zone. It's now a 3-1 count. Yeah, and if you're Prosky, you definitely prefer to avoid walking any batters if you can. A shot through the right side, a base hit. Gordon will hold at second. And so the inning will continue as Matthew Whitco has himself a 2-out single.
That works too. Matthew Whitco pounding it on the right side. He's just so good at getting bat to ball and getting consistent contact, even on plays where he does ultimately get out. And smart not to hesitate on 3-1. He saw a pitch he liked, and he seized on it. We'll see if Calvin Prosky's day is done or if this is just a meeting at the mound. There is some action in the Foresters' bullpen. But again, like we mentioned, Dylan Jackson has power potential, and you don't want to go hunting for a home run if you're a hitter, but this is a very home run-friendly ballpark here in Santa Barbara. It would not be out of the question to see one, and if that were to happen, you know, suddenly it's a whole new ball game with the Oaks only down 4 at the moment.
Yeah, the Foresters certainly in a very vulnerable position, and Jackson could certainly make this game very interesting. We have seen him come through in the most dramatic of moments, and Prosky is going to stay out there for the time being. And one would suspect, given how long he's been throwing, and the fact that this is summer ball and there are, you know, certain limitations on pitch and inning counts on each pitcher. This may be his last inning, but we'll see. First and second. Jackson skies one in the air. Looks to be playable. Catch is made by Brady Janusik. So Oaks do score 1. They get 2 hits, and we now head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-2 Foresters. We'll be back. into the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 6-2 Santa Barbara Foresters lead, and onto the mound for the Oaks in this inning is, as you described him, Calvin, Mr. Everywhere. It's Luke Medhurst. We have seen him in the outfield. We've seen him as the placement runner. We've seen him bat very well, and we're seeing him pitch today as he did against the Coastal Dodgers. And Luke Medhurst getting his first looks. He looks to preserve some very good innings for the Conejo Oaks, and we'll see what he can do.
Looked good on the mound against the Riptide, allowed a run in an inning pitched against them in his last pitching appearance. 2 for 4 at the plate on the 9th against the Foresters, 0 for 2 with 3 walks against Philippines. And then in the exhibition, he was at the plate as well and had an RBI double. He redshirted in 2026 at the University of San Diego and is listed as a pitcher coming into this season, but he's really looked good at the plate too and showing off two-way ability that's not very common when you're in college. I mean, it's not unheard of, especially in summer ball, but it's not the most expected thing you'll ever see, and he's been productive in both spots.
First pitch misses upstairs to Makani Nabarro, who leads off the bottom of the 5th inning, and saw him get a couple of hits against the Forest. We saw Medhurst get a couple of hits against the Foresters on Tuesday. He went 2 for 4 that game at the plate as Nabarro takes a strike. Picked up an RBI against the Coastal Dodgers on June 4th. One misses low, and he went 0 for 2 yesterday against Philippines Baseball Group at the plate. He did walk 3 times, though. So he's really seen it all this season of baseball, and that one clipped Nabarro on the arm. So first batter of the bottom of the 5th is a hit batsman.
Not the ideal start, of course, and Landon Schaefer has been dangerous. He had a double back in the 2nd, but got retired on a double play in the 3rd. He did have one of the Foresters' 2 hits yesterday against the Riptide, and the Foresters' 2-1 loss.
That one is fouled away, off to the streets. No balls and 1 strike. This ballpark, Eddie Matthews Field, as I mentioned, into the ground, and foul balls that go above the fence and the screen go into the Santa Barbara neighborhood.
Yeah, I didn't hear any scary noises, but you know, there's always potential. There's cars going by now, so.
Yeah, despite how high the fence and the screen is, nobody's safe up there. And the 0-1. There goes Camberg, throw down to second. It goes into center field, and Nabarro steals second. The pitch was up. So another stolen base for the Foresters. Only one Forester has been caught stealing, and that is Marcus Grease. Last inning in the bottom of the 4th. It was on a double steal. One. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good job by Medhurst not being phased. He's in a 2-strike situation, has the runner in scoring position to monitor, but really needs that first out of the inning right here.
One, 2 on the way. Fouled straight back against the screen. Hit right off that pole and stayed in fair territory on the field, but it's still a 1-2 count on Landon Schaefer. Here's the pitch.
Bless you.
Misses in the dirt for a ball. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Medhurst, we've seen him exalt some good velo on the season. Looks to get his first out of this inning. Nabarro at second, who can run. 2-2 on the way. Fastball buzzes a little bit inside. It's now a full count on Schaefer. Well, Schaefer has picked up a 2 RBI double in this game back in the second inning. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. Full count pitch coming up. Fastball misses outside, so it's a walk to Schaefer, and now the Sturs have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Caleb Hoover steps to the plate. He had an RBI single back in the second inning. Flew out to left in the third.
He has got the power to do damage, especially with runners on base. We mentioned the home run he had against the Oaks just a few days prior.
First pitch in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and both runners will advance. So now you've got Nabarro at third and Schaefer at second.
And whether it's been the wild pitches or just not great throws on caught stealing or errors, the Oaks have let a lot of players run around the base paths today, and that's not the sole reason they're down, but it is a big part of it.
Second and third, nobody out. 1-0 to Hoover. Misses high, goes to the backstop, coming home Nabarro. He'll score standing up. So it's now a 7-2 Foresters lead thanks to a wild pitch from Luke Medhurst. And now Landon Schaefer, the lone runner at third.
Which is not ideal. And for Medhurst, the location is really the only issue right now. Hit batter, a walk, a couple wild pitches. Suddenly it's big trouble. He's down 2-0 in this count as well.
Runner at third, nobody out. Two-0. Fastball misses outside. It's now a 3-0 count on Hoover. And if you're Medhurst, you don't want to walk another batter. Seen 2 free passes, a hit batsman of Nabarro, and then Schaefer walked. 3-0. Swinging on 3-0, and he fouls it straight back. So a 3-1 count now on Caleb Hoover. Misses outside. It's a walk to Hoover. That is the second straight walk for the Foresters and the third free pass.
And Medhurst is just not painting corners right now. Runners on the corners, still nobody out. Camberg has yet to get a hit today, although he did reach on a walk back in the fourth. The Foresters are just not willing to give up these large leads they've had against the Oaks in both games this season. You can see why this team is so formidable. And for the Oaks to keep these games closer, the mistakes have to be reduced, but there have been a bunch of them today.
Now brings up Aiden Camberg, who drew a walk and scored his last time around. Runners at the corners, nobody out. 1 run in this inning thanks to the wild pitch as well as the hit batsman in the walk. First pitch misses outside. Oh, hit the corner, rather. So no balls and 1 strike on Camberg. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. 0-1 on the way. Ground ball right side, base hit. In to score is Schaefer. Hoover goes to third. And it's now an 8-2 Foresters lead thanks to Camberg's RBI single. The Foresters up by 6.
Well, this has been a struggle of an inning for Medhurst. Now 7 of 9 Foresters batters have gotten a hit, and all 9 have reached base. Of course, that was true even before the Camberg at-bat, the latter piece of it. And so Marcus Grease, fresh off a single in the fourth, has a chance in the same spot. Runners on the corners and still just nobody out in the inning.
Runner goes, and Francisco will wisely elect not to throw as the pitch is a strike. So Aiden Camberg able to steal second. It's runners at second and third, nobody out. Marcus Grease, 1 for 3 on the day. Takes the pitch low for a ball. He had an RBI single to center field his last time up. And that inning in the bottom of the fourth was also caught stealing later on. Second and third. Pitches in the dirt. Looked like it got a piece of his foot, but it may have hit the ground first. So it's now a 2-1 count on Marcus Grease. Medhurst deals. Misses high, 3 balls and 1 strike.
It's just been a little bit erratic today for Luke Medhurst. Hasn't settled in to the same extent that he did in his last outing, kind of missing in various spots.
3-1. Line drive is a base hit to right center field. In to score Hoover. Right behind him, Camberg. And now on his way to second. And out at second is Marcus Grease. So it is a 2 RBI single by Grease. He got a little greedy as he headed to second, but nevertheless, it is now an 8-run lead for the Foresters. It's 10-2.
Yeah, not a great decision for Grease to go to second, given that the throw hadn't come directly to home. But more importantly for the Foresters, he did drive in 2 runs, and this has become a lopsided contest. Well done by Grease to power guys home given the situation.
First pitch, a fastball strike to Sawyer Farr, and that is the second time we have seen Grease thrown out on the bases in some way. Oh, 1 misses downstairs to Sawyer Farr. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sawyer Farr singled back in the second inning. He's walked twice today. Yeah, the walks are certainly major hurting factors for the Oaks. And he gets a cut at that one, fouls it. Looked like it got a piece of Francisco's glove and then went back. It's now a 1-2 count on Sawyer Farr. One, 2 misses upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And this is one of those opportunities where Medhurst was now ahead in the count. Still it's 2-2, very manageable, but he can't let this chance slip away, especially with the heart of the order coming up.
Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Misses outside. It's now a full count on Sawyer Farr. He's been on base all 3 times today. Three-two on the way. Misses upstairs, and Farr has walked for the 3rd time today.
Time for a meeting at the mound, and certainly don't mind this decision by the coaching staff to have this, because Medhurst missed 3 straight pitches very much to the same spot upstairs, and so he hasn't been that far off today. I mean, there have been a lot of pitches that have been close. The velo has been there, the pitch mix has been there, and so it's a quick conversation, but just not quite his day so far in the 5th, and it's allowed the Foresters to take a commanding 8-run advantage. They'll still try to get more to come with just 1 out and a big hitter coming up.
And truthfully, that one out that has occurred this inning was a gift from the base running mistake by Grease to head to second. Forster's still up by 8. It's 10-2. And the batter is now Brady Janusik. Sawyer Farr, the runner at first. There goes Farr. Pitch up, and Farr steals second again. That's his third total steal today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's something the Foresters have been very comfortable with, is being aggressive on the bases. And the bigger lead that you have, the more confidence that can give you, and that can certainly translate in terms of your performance and your results. Nub to the right side, knocked down at first by Whitgo, and he is able to get to the bag in time to get the out. It does move far over to third, though.
Well done by Medhurst, getting the ball on the ground. Good chase by Whitco, good recovery after the bobble. And you did mention the stolen bases, though, still, Sammy. I mean, that's the reason the Foresters have a runner on third now, and it really has been a big key for this team. They're always getting great jumps, just not really giving Brady Francisco a chance on the throw.
Fouled straight back against the screen. Nick Salmon, 0 for 1 today with 2 walks.
That's all you need sometimes, just get on base.
Well, Sawyer Farr is the runner at third. And the 0-1. Misses upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Not sure if you can really see it on your screen, but we do have a pigeon visitor at second base.
There is. I think it's blocked out by that pole. Not getting a great view, unfortunately.
Pitch on the way, misses upstairs to Nick Salmon. It's now 2-1 on Salmon, and
can sort of see right by Medhurst's leg.
It's very small, but they're there. Misses upstairs to, oh, looks like it hit the corner, actually. It's an even 2-2 count on Nick Salmon. Medhurst looking to end this long bottom of the 5th. That one is flied out, way out of play to the left side. Well beyond the premises of Eddie Matthews Field. So still a 2-2 count on Nick Salmon. Medhurst delivers. Misses upstairs. A 3-2 count on Medhurst. Or on Salmon, excuse me. Farr, the runner at third. Salmon could drive him home with a single. And a swing and a miss. A much-yearned strikeout for Luke Medhurst. And now we head to the 6th inning. It's 10-2 Foresters. And the Oaks will come up to bat in the 6th. Stay tuned. We head now to the 6th inning, and after an outstanding 5 innings pitched by Calvin Prosky, his day is done. He pitched phenomenally, and he'll be relieved by Noah Waldeck, a returner for the Santa Barbara Foresters from last season. Pitched yesterday against the Orange County Riptide in the 2-1 loss.
He did, had a scoreless inning, 2 strikeouts, and at St. Mary's this past season, an 8.56 ERA, pitched 27 1/3 innings total, and 17 walks to 15 strikeouts. He had a much better strikeout-to-walk ratio the previous season, 34 Ks and 16 walks on a 6.34 ERA. So he's trying to get back more of what he had in 2025.
Waldeck redshirted at Palomar College in 2023. After being there for 2 years, transferred to St. Mary's. He faces Brady Francisco to lead things off, and Francisco takes the ball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Francisco 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a strikeout. Looks to get a rally started for the Oaks. They're chasing 8 runs now. That hits Francisco on the backside. So he'll go down to first as the Oaks have their leadoff man on.
It's a good start to the inning. Stillwell, who had the double last time, steps up as well. And he's been pretty good in his appearances. Had 3 hits already entering today and made it 4 back in the 4th.
He's definitely shown a lot in the leadoff spot as well as on both sides of the field, the outfield and the infield. Takes that one up and in for a ball, 1-0. Almost back-to-back hit batters there.
Yeah, Noah Waldeck fired up to start the inning with the velo, but needs to find a way to locate just a little bit better. We'll see how the Oaks respond.
Up and away, and a check on Francisco at first. He's able to get back safely. Good attempt there from Aiden Camberg to try to catch Francisco off guard. It's a 2-0 count on Brady Francisco, or on Caden Stillwell, excuse me. Pitch on the way. Up and in, 3-0 on Stillwell.
Well, the Oaks will certainly take it however they can get it. Waldeck struggling so far with finding the zone. Francisco trying to get a big lead once again.
3-0. Hits the inside corner, and Francisco was about to toss the bat towards the dugout, but he's called back.
Yeah, Stillwell did not expect strike 1. Safe to say that. Big lead for Francisco now at first.
3-1 is chopped foul. So it's now a full count on Brady Francisco. Francisco the runner at first, and Stillwell with a full count. 3-2. Whack to the left side, and a diving stop over at short by Grease, and he's unable to retire Stillwell at first, so it's an infield hit. Great effort by Marcus Grease at third.
Yeah, that was an awesome play by Grease. I mean, he had no chance to get the runner at first and almost did anyway. But still, great smack by Stillwell. Great job staying composed after he thought he had a walk and didn't. He was ready to hit on 3-2. And it's up to Danny Aguilera with nobody out and 2 runners on to keep this hot streak going. The Oaks are far behind right now, but a big run in the 6th could make a comeback not out of the question. And so far, this has been an excellent start to the inning.
Danny Aguilera 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Oaks, we'll see if they're knocking on the door here. Nobody out in the inning. Misses inside for ball 1. Well, this is the first time since the first inning that the Oaks have put both of their leadoff men on.
And we'll see how this goes for Waldeck. There's a meeting at the mound, but this is kind of what we saw from the Foresters the last time they played the Oaks. They had all their pitchers really sharp except for one. It was more of a struggle for Grady Westfall to find his location. And, I mean, there were some wild pitches during that outing, a couple of those, and some very errant throws from Westfall. That hasn't happened here from Waldeck, but kind of a similar situation where the Foresters are going from a pitcher who was really dealing in Calvin Prosky to Noah Waldeck, who's still trying to find his stride this inning.
Francisco and Stillwell, the runners. Nobody out here in the 6th inning, and it's fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike on Danny Aguilera. Well, the Oaks definitely need a rally badly. The most Aguilera could do is make this a 5-run game. Pitch on the way. And it's fouled back and out of play again.
Sounded like it hit something near the street.
Yeah,
Wasn't your typical thud in the road.
A lot of baseballs flying onto Cannon Perdido Street. One, two. Popped up on the infield. The infield fly rule will be in play for the first out.
Yeah, Aguilera chased just a little bit on a pitch low and away. Still doing well getting barrel to ball, but that means James Latshaw has a chance with 1 out, and the runners in their same places.
Latshaw 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout. Brandon Contreras waits on deck. That one is laced in the air to right field, and Navarro makes the catch. It's another right fielder, and tagging and going to third is Francisco, and what a catch out there in right field by Jake Despain. So Jake Despain, the new right fielder for Santa Barbara. That's a huge second out.
It is. It was a nice play. Seemed like he did the right thing and stayed back on it, not knowing whether it was over his head. He stayed cautious and gave himself a run in rather than a trot out, which is the right thing to do as an outfielder. Then when he kind of spotted the ball, he ran in and made a sliding play.
So Brandon Contreras now with runners on first and third and 2 outs. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 singles. Takes a fastball high and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, you mentioned Contreras, just another great day for him. This is a guy who has hit really well this season with already 5 hits in 2 games.
1-0 is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball to short, and Sawyer Farr will, or I beg your pardon, Marcus Grease will take it himself and step on the bag. So Oaks leave 2 more on. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 10-2 Foresters. We'll be back. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Jaden Valdez now taking over as Luke Medhurst had allowed 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, making the score 10-2. And Jaden Valdez, another returner for the Conejo Oaks, looking to work some productive inning and face some batters. He has made 1 appearance this summer thus far. He's pitched in 1 inning. And a swing and a miss from Joshua Woodworth to begin the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, for Valdez in that 1 appearance, allowed 3 hits and a run in 1 inning. Got off to a rough start, allowing some hard contact, but really bounced back. And the resilience of Valdez is what stands out. Doesn't have blow-away stuff, but he can get you by timing his pitches well, mixing in off speed, and throwing well-located balls.
1 ball and 1 strike. Joshua Woodworth 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a fielder's choice. Misses upstairs for a ball. Actually, I beg your pardon, he's 1 for 3. And he looks to strike a spark for the Foresters in the bottom of the 6th.
2 of those at-bats were in the 2nd inning.
That's right. Misses upstairs. It's now a 3-1 count on Woodworth. That one is lined just foul to the left side. The count runs full. So Jaden Valdez, first batter he faces, has to work up a 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. Popped up onto the grass, and it's caught out there by Nate Lopez for out number 1.
Important first out. Foresters have gotten off to hot starts in a lot of innings today, but not this time. Navarro gets another chance. That presumably means Despain will bat in place of the DH Caleb Hoover.
Well, Makani Navarro, 1 for 2 on the day. Misses upstairs. He reached on an error in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, and was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Navarro gets a little piece of that one, fouls it straight back. It's a 1-1 count. Well, Navarro, we've seen him and many Foresters steal a base or 2. And he would love to get on him, set himself up to be in another position for that. That one misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Fouls that one back and out of play. Even 2-2 count on Navarro. Valdez deals, and it misses outside on the fastball. 3-2.
Another full count. Valdez got out of the first one just a batter ago.
And the Sturs have really been making these Oaks pitchers work. That one is ripped to the right side, foul. So it's still a full count on Navarro.
It sounded good off the bat, just a little bit early on it. Navarro couldn't put it in play.
Yeah, the Sturs have really been getting a lot of good wood on the ball all game thus far, and a significant reason why they have as significant of a lead as they do, as Navarro takes ball 4. Pitch that was in the dirt. So It's a 1-out walk.
Landon Schaefer.
And that'll bring up Landon Schaefer, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. He had a 2 RBI double back in the second inning when the Foresters had batted 10. So Nabarro at first has got tremendous speed. He's already stolen a base today as Valdez checks in on him at first.
And actually an interesting situation here is Addison Klepsch is the pinch hitter on deck rather than Despain.
On the inside corner, no balls and 1 strike on Landon Schaefer. Check over at first. No balls, 2 strikes on Schaefer. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball out to right center field. That could be trouble. Back it goes. It's in the gap and up against the wall. And Nabarro will come all the way around. He will score standing up as the throw hits the mound. And it's now an 11-2 Foresters lead on an RBI double by Landon Schaefer. That is his second double and his 3rd RBI of the game.
Just a well-hit ball. He kind of crushed it into the gap. The Foresters are not hesitating to keep piling on. Addison Klepsch did not play against the Oaks in their first rendition back on the 9th. It was 1 for 2 yesterday, though, against the Riptide. One of 2 hits for the team in that game.
Addison Klepsch batting in the spot of Caleb Hoover. First pitch he sees, hits the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. This is Klepsch's 3rd summer with the Sturs. He looks at another strike on the outer part of the plate. He played for the Sturs the last couple of summers in 2024 and 2025. Rising junior at UC San Diego. Previously played at Auburn. He fouls that one back against the screen. Still 0-2 on Klepsch. Well, it's Schaefer at second. It's 1 out and strike 3 called as Klepsch was frozen there on a pitch that hit the corner. So there's 2 down. Sturs have scored 1 run in the inning. And it'll be Aiden Camberg at the plate for the Foresters.
Camberg's still looking for his, well, he was looking for his first hit of the season till last at bat. Now looking for his second. He had a single back in the 5th.
Takes one low for a ball. Yeah, he drove home a run in that at bat. He had driven home Schaefer back in the 5th inning. Solid hitting catcher, and he looks at a strike on the outer part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind has died down a bit here in Santa Barbara. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schaefer the runner at second. Pitch a fastball down. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. Valdez having allowed a run in this inning. It hasn't been a tremendously long inning. We are at the 2.25 hour mark of this ball game. Pitch on the way. That's in the dirt. It's now 3-1 on Camberg, and if you're Valdez, you'd much prefer not to walk Camberg.
Absolutely. He's done a great job bouncing back to get that strikeout in the last at-bat. Was absolutely huge. Now he just wants to take care of this inning at the bottom of the order.
Pitch on the way, misses upstairs, so a 2-out walk to Aiden Camberg. Second time he's walked today.
Now batting number 1, Marcus Green.
That'll bring up Marcus Grease. His last couple at bats, he has 2 hits. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Had an RBI single back in the 4th, then a 2 RBI single back in the 5th. First pitch. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Schaefer, the runner at second, has a very good lead. Nobody holding him. And Grease lines the ball to right field. That's in there for a hit. And coming to the plate is Schaefer. He is safe, standing up. And it's now a 10-run lead for the Foresters. It's 12-2, thanks to an RBI single by Marcus Grease. That's his 4th RBI of the game and his 3rd hit.
It's been barreling him up. And a nice job by Schaefer to get home. Sawyer Farr has reached base all 4 times he's been up. This is an electrifying performance from the Foresters, top to bottom in this lineup.
Check over to first, and Grease gets back safely. And Sawyer Farr, who has been on base all 4 times, he has walked 3 times and does have a hit. Misses downstairs, and a 10-run lead. Dare I say the Stirs are stirring up the Oaks.
I think they are. It's not a bad way to put it.
1-0 misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes on Sawyer Farr. Farr, a Foresters veteran, played last summer with them. That one is fouled away to the left side. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Valdez looking to just finish this inning. The Foresters have scored 2 in this inning. It's a 2-1 count on Farr. Misses upstairs. It's now 3-1 on Sawyer Farr.
The last thing you want is to walk Sawyer Farr for the 4th time today and load the bases if you're Jaden Valdez. With Brady Janusik coming up. He hasn't really gotten going yet. That's outside of reaching on an error.
That fastball misses inside, so that will load the bases. And Farr has walked for the 4th time today and is on base for the 5th time. And out to the mound goes Scott Rudinsky.
An important meeting here, and with the bases loaded, this could easily turn ugly if the right swing gets put on the ball. Valdez has been in it. He's been fighting back from adversity, but this Foresters lineup has really been geared up to show its full offensive potential. As Despain is actually hitting in place of Janusik. So, I mean, we can only assume, we didn't get confirmation of this, but Nabarro moved to center field on the switch that brought Despain to right. Hence, Brady Janusik is out of the lineup.
Yes, that would be the logical assessment. So Janusik ends the day having reached on an error. He went 0 for 4 at the plate, but played an instrumental role in this game, defensively and offensively. So Jake Despain, the batter, and he looks at a ball downstairs. He had taken over in right field, made a great diving catch a couple innings prior. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Misses downstairs. It's now 2-0 on Jake Despain. And Valdez looks to get the Oaks out of this inning. Of course, it wouldn't be unscathed. Swing, and he fouls that one away. Well, Jake Despain and Dylan Despain, brothers on the team. Despain, a rising sophomore at Golden West College. That one misses upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike, so now Valdez is 1 ball away from walking in a run. Potentially exiting the game if it comes down to that. The 3-1. Popped up, appears playable. Valdez calls it off and makes the catch. And this long 6th inning is over, so the Forsters add 2 more. And we now head to the 7th inning, 12-2 Sturs. We'll be right back. Well, we head now to the 7th inning, and Nate Lopez leading things off for the Oaks, and Noah Waldeck back out to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. And it feels so long ago when Noah Waldeck first walked onto the mound with how long the inning was. And Lopez looks at a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Well, Nate Lopez 1 for 3 on the day with a double way back in the first, which feels like forever ago. Takes a hack and misses at that pitch in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the Oaks had the 1-0 lead in this game at one point, but it really got away from Santa Barbara. Waldeck's trying to keep it where it is.
And a swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout for Noah Waldeck. 1 gone in the 7th.
Waldeck's really settled in. It was a rough start for him, but he got the last 3 outs to end the 6th. Ryder Gordon has had a nice day, 2 for 3 with a sharp line out, being his only out. So he could be a catalyst for a spark for the Oaks, but it's slowly becoming a game that's falling out of reach.
Pitch misses inside, 1-0. Yeah, Gordon had an RBI single back in the 5th inning, and he looks at a strike on the upper part of the zone. He had singled to center, in which Contreras had scored from second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gordon.
Waldeck's working quickly, and he's looking for strikeout pitches. Already got a swing and a miss moments ago.
That one is chopped to the right side, fielded at first. And the toss to first for the out. So 2 batters, 2 outs here in the 7th.
It's up to Matthew Whitco. He had a single his last time up.
Number 9, Matthew Whitco.
This has just been a dominant performance at home for the Foresters. We knew they'd come out hungry after yesterday, just having 2 hits and losing 2-1. Not typical Foresters baseball, but the Riptide are a very competitive team.
Pitch misses downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Matthew Whitco had an RBI groundout back in the 1st inning. He did single his last time up as well. Pitch misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And Dylan Jackson waits on deck. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 on the way from Waldeck. Misses in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Waldeck still speeding through this at-bat, but lost his command a little bit. Needs to find one in the zone, try to paint a corner.
3-1 on the way. Ground ball, right into the glove of Waldeck. Toss to first to Nick Salmon for the out. A 1-2-3 7th inning for the Foresters. And we now head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Time to stretch here at Eddie Matthews Field. We'll be back. Well, we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 12-2 Foresters, and on the mound for the Oaks is Lucas Martinov, the traditional catcher. It's gotten to the point in the game where, with the Oaks being down by as many runs as they are, and when at the time point it is in the ball game, figure it's probably not much of a point in using more legit pitchers. Using more, traditional pitchers, so Martinov getting some looks on the mound as that one is ripped to left center field for a base hit by Nick Salmon, and he is now heading to second. He is on his horse, and Salmon will pull up into second with a leadoff double. 1 pitch, a bang into the gap, and a great start for the Sturs.
Great start is right, and it's not too surprising. I mean, Martinov has been a great hitter at Ventura College and a great catcher too, but has never pitched in his college career, and so certainly the Foresters are looking at this matchup with added anticipation. Salmon gets a piece of one there, and this is a situation where the Oaks are just trying to see what they have. Like you said, a 10-run game. This is not a game where the Oaks are expected to come back really the first time in a long time, even dating back to last year, that the Oaks have been losing by this much.
Well, there's some serious heat from Martinov as Joshua Woodworth takes the ball upstairs. Yeah, Salmon just connected on that one and shot it out to left center field. 1-0 misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, we don't have a radar gun with us, but some serious heat from Martinov.
Yeah, I wish we did. I mean, he's throwing hard, showing off the stuff.
I'm guessing like high 80s. A swing and a miss, and you could hear Woodworth say, "Oh," on that swing. He knew that was a little high.
Absolutely. Dating back to last season, the Oaks only lost by 10 or more runs twice. Both times were against the Riptide.
2-1. In the dirt. Blocked by Brady Francisco, and that chest pad has certainly taken a lot today.
Sure has. He's had to do a lot of work. This is a fun little catcher-to-catcher battery going on right now.
3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way is pop foul out of play. That hits something. Hard to say what. It's a full count on Woodworth. Three-two misses upstairs, so a walk to Woodworth after the double from Salmon.
And Martinov's been throwing good heat. You already said it, Sammy. Just not quite able to locate on 3 and 2. There have just been a lot of walks overall today for the Foresters. I mean, you got to add them all up. It's already up to 12 in the game.
Navarro rips one into right center field for a base hit. Salmon will come around to the plate and score. Heading to third is Woodworth. And it's a 13-2 Foresters lead on an RBI single from Makani Navarro.
Up to bat, number 24, Landon Schaefer.
And Navarro with his second hit of the ball game, his first RBI. I'll bring up Landon Schaefer, who had an RBI double his last time up. He's got 2 hits, 3 RBIs. It's first and third, and nobody out. First pitch misses downstairs, 1-0. First and third with nobody out. Pitch on the way, misses upstairs. It's 2-0 on Schaefer. And on deck is Addison Klepsch. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Hard ground ball, and it goes foul.
Just barely. That one had a chance to drive in some guys. And another notable statistic, the last time the Oaks have lost by 12 runs or more, back in 2023 on July 15th. They're not there yet, but in danger of it.
Fastball misses upstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Schaefer. Runners at the corners, still nobody out in this bottom of the 7th. Misses inside. It's a walk to Schaefer.
Up to bat, number 4, Addison Klepsch.
It'll bring up Addison Klepsch. He pinch hit back in the 6th inning and went down looking. Hard to think that that was so long ago, given that it was just 1 inning ago, but it's been a long couple and few innings. That one is fouled right off the glove of Francisco. Well, the Foresters have the bases loaded and nobody out. A 13-2 lead. 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike on Addison Klepsch. Well, runners on base, you've got Woodworth at third. You've got Nabarro at second and Schaefer at first. Fastball misses upstairs. It's 2-1.
For Martinov, it's just about finding consistency and location. It's tough when these Foresters hitters have been turning around fastballs all day, but he just needs to find a way to locate those pitches.
Ground ball to short. Aguilera to second for 1, and that's all the Oaks will get, and the drop ball was on the transfer, so the out recorded at second.
Still enough to put the Foresters on top by a dozen.
Brings up Aiden Camberg. And the Sturs now up by eggs. Well, Camberg is 1 for 2 on the day with 2 walks. Takes a fastball down and in, 1-0. Had an RBI single back in the 5th inning. Pitch on the way, ripped right side, through the glove of Whitgo, into right field, into score Nabarro, and heading to third is Klepsch. So it's an RBI single from Aiden Camberg. It's now 15-2 Sturs.
Pinch hitting for the Foresters is number 5, Max Weddle.
Pinch hitter coming in, Max Weddle, for the Foresters to replace Marcus Grease.
And why not use more subs here? Now's a perfect time when you have a big lead to get guys in that don't necessarily play as often. First pitch, a strike on the outer part of the zone. Well, Max Weddle, rising freshman at Chaminade University, Honolulu. It's another strike on the corner. He graduated from Santa Barbara High School, and he'll be on the island for his collegiate years. O2 misses upstairs, and perhaps a large source of inspiration of his decision to play in Hawaii is his mother having family in Maui, so gets to spend more time with them. He usually gets to see them around once a year. That one misses downstairs. Yeah, family, perhaps the biggest factor in his decision to commit to Chaminade, where he'll play at the Division II program. That one misses upstairs. It's now a full count on Weddle. It's certainly been a blowout for the majority of the day. 3-2. Ground ball foul to the left side. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. 3-2 to Weddle. Line drive is just foul. He got a good rip on that ball for sure.
Absolutely. Just narrowly missed, driving in a run.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, with 1 out. 3-2 is popped up right side. Will it stay in play? Whitgo ranging over, and it will land just beyond him. So Weddle still at the plate. Still a 3-2 count. A full count on Weddle, and Sawyer Farr waits patiently on deck. Three-two coming. Fastball upstairs for ball 4, so That would be the third walk of the inning.
7, Sawyer Farr.
Still just one out. Sawyer Farr at the dish now.
And it's just been a lot of walks from the Oaks pitchers. You got 14 of them in total compared to just one for Foresters pitchers this game. That's been a big difference maker.
Line drive, up the middle, through for a base hit. Into score is Kleps, and they'll go station to station. It's an RBI single for Sawyer Farr, just his second hit of the day. He is on base for the 6th time. And the hit train just continues for the Foresters.
Yeah, this has just been a series of dominance. It's now at a point where if this lead holds, it would be the Oaks' largest loss of the decade. Something that shows you the dominance that this program has had with back-to-back state titles in 2024 and 2025. You do not see the Oaks down by this much often.
1 ball, no strikes to Jake Despain, and he looks at another one upstairs. He's got a brother, Dylan Despain, who also plays on the team. That one misses outside. And his brother Dylan played last summer for the Lacrosse Loggers. 3-0. Hits the middle part of the zone. It's 3-1 now, so bases are loaded with just 1 out. And Despain is the 9th man to bat this inning. Chopped. Short, and it's called foul as it looked like it just got a piece of his waist as it came up off the ground the first time. So this at-bat will continue.
Conversation happening. I don't know. I mean, you had the on-deck man, Nick Salmon, showing Brady Francisco the ball.
Yeah. So it's still a full count on Jake Despain. Bases loaded, 1 out. A 14-run lead for the Sturs. The payoff. Fly ball in the air to right, down the line, and Contreras is underneath it to make the catch. Tagging from third and coming home. And scoring is Aiden Camberg, and going to third is Max Weddle. It's 17-2.
Keeps extending and extending. Nick Salmon is up again. The Sturs have batted around already. Noel hit ball by Despain, doing what he needed to knock in a run. Big chance for Salmon to add to the damage. He started off with a double this inning.
Misses up. Oh, it hits the upper part of the zone. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Salmon has completed his 800-meter dash back to the plate. That's in the dirt. Ball kind of twisted around, but Francisco able to get it and throw it back to the mound.
And in a game like this, I mean, this is one where it slipped away for the Oaks, but there are always positives to take away. You look at the start they had early at the top of the order. Took the lead early on in this one.
This is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's now 1st and 3rd. It's a 15-run route as it stands right now for the Sturs. Misses upstairs. Yeah, and these walks have certainly been salts in the wounds for the Oaks. 3-1 on the way. Misses up and away, so a walk to Salmon.
Number 20, Josh Woodward.
And at this point, I mean, it's been a lot of pitches for Lucas Martinov. He's up to 39 this inning, and for someone who's not used to pitching, can definitely take a toll.
And David Solis is going out to the mound, and it looks like we may have a pitching change as he had talked to the umpire to let him know of a change. Yep, Martinov's day is done. So we're going to have a new pitcher. We will step aside for the moment. Well, into this long 7th inning, we're seeing another rather unconventional pitching change here. It's going to be Caden Stillwell, who is making his first pitching appearance of the season. He did pitch his share, though, at Ventura College for the Pirates, but this has certainly been a completely unideal game for the Oaks, as Joshua Woodworth steps in for the second time this inning, and he swings and misses at that one for a strike.
Stillwell was a two-way player at Ventura this past year. 7 appearances, 7.71 ERA, pitched 28 innings, so he got a lot of innings, 4 starts.
This is down for a ball.
So this is not a guy that David Solis is unfamiliar with going to, and he just brought him in from left, brought the designated hitter Jackson out to left. So there's no DH at the moment.
Tips that one right into the glove of Brady Francisco for another strike. Well, you look at this inning, Salmon and Woodworth are the two so far who have batted twice in this inning. 1-2. Fastball misses up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Stillwell certainly showing a lot more promise than we saw from Martinov to start off the inning. Two. That one is lifted in the air to short center field. It is down for a hit. And 2 runs will score. It was a little close at the plate there, as Sawyer Farr was kind of half jogging to the plate and scored standing up, but it's a 2-run single for Joshua Woodworth. Well, Forrester's got a little bit of luck there, as that one happened to fall in.
Well, it's tough when you're a pitcher in Stillwell, but you don't get a chance to warm up. He's coming straight out of left field, literally. This came out of left field for him, for the team, and he did an admirable job in that at-bat, but just a nice bloop single to drive in 2 more runs.
Makani Nabarro batting for the second time this inning. Yeah, expect more humor now on the stream, with the game being what it is. And the Foresters with a 17-run lead. They're just 1 run away from their 20th run of the game. That one misses upstairs.
That must be where that saying comes from, when you think about it.
Yeah.
For things just like this.
Well, this game is the first time that the Foresters have scored 10-plus runs, let alone nearly 20.
Yeah, I mean, they started off the season hot on offense, and after just 2 hits yesterday, really bouncing back. Polar opposite day today.
Yeah, the Foresters today are hotter than Santa Barbara.
Yeah, even when it's cooled down. Hotter than it was earlier today, even.
Definitely.
Before the shade came on.
Well, it's a 2-2 count on Nabarro. 2 outs in the inning. That one is lined into right field for a base hit. And Salmon is going to be held at third. They'll go station to station. Bases loaded again with 2 outs. Well, I mean, there's not much to say that hasn't already been said about just the bombshell of a blowout that we have seen.
Absolutely.
Thus far.
And Liam Wilson, the pinch hitter, comes in. Makani Nabarro has 2 singles this inning, by the way.
Liam Wilson batting for Landon Schaefer, who walked earlier this inning. And Wilson fouls that one off to the left side. He's behind 0-2. And no run yet has been charged to Stillwell as he deals a ball outside.
And even in a blowout like this, you still got to be thinking it's 2 outs, force at any base, just get one on the ground and avoid further damage coming up.
That one is Flied in the air to right field for Contreras, who makes the catch. Well, this marathon of a 7th inning is over, and we now head to the 8th inning. 19-2 is your score. We'll be back. We head now to the 8th inning of this, what is now a 17-run blowout for the Santa Barbara Foresters against the Conejo Oaks. And the Foresters do have a new pitcher, just their 3rd pitcher that they have used today. It is Trent Roach in for the Sturs. And Dylan Jackson leading it off. Trent Roach, rising sophomore at UC Berkeley. He played for San Benito High School, where he lettered in basketball as well. And he gets ready to face Dylan Jackson, who looks at a strike on the lower part of the zone. Jackson 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout.
Roach pitched a scoreless inning back on the 6th against Philippines. 2.93 ERA and 16 appearances at Cal last season. You can see why. He's got a hard fastball.
Hard thrower for the Bears at Cal, and he deals one there, and it's fouled straight back by Dylan Jackson. Brady Francisco waits on deck. Dylan Jackson, we have seen him, we've mentioned it, go deep and hit very well for the Oaks. Oaks have been pretty quiet since they last scored in the 5th.
And the statistical differences are not actually that staggering in terms of hits. It's 16-8. It's just been the walks, really. 1 walk for the Oaks, 15 for the Foresters.
Misses low for a ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roach deals. There's a ground ball to short, and there to throw down to first. That is Max Weddle. Or, beg your pardon, that's... Yep, that is Max Weddle at short to make the play for the out. And that brings up now Brady Francisco.
Francisco's still looking for his first hit this season. He's reached base a number of times. Hasn't gotten the knock just yet.
First pitch misses upstairs. 1-0 on Francisco. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. It's fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Caden Stillwell, who we saw pitch to end the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Trent Roach just might as well keep throwing that pitch. The fastball is blowing by hitters. He has a chance to get a strikeout right here.
1-2. In the air to right field, down the line. Could be trouble. It is a fair ball. It lands right on the line. So Francisco with his first hit of the day.
And first of the season. That was a well-hit ball. Credit to him. He noticed the hard fastball coming and knocked it down the right field line in a tough spot. Start of something on offense for the Oaks, as Francisco, coming out of Oklahoma State, has his first hit of the 2026 CCL campaign. Stillwell has 2 hits today. He's been a big bright spot at the plate.
Stillwell looks at a strike on the lower part of the zone. 0-1.
It'd be interesting to tell someone before the game that the Oaks' best hitter today would be a pitcher, but technically that's true.
Yeah. Misses down and away. You could certainly make, well, certainly very, very arguable that the LA Dodgers' best hitter is a pitcher.
Certainly.
1-1. Ground ball up the middle. Weddle has it, steps on the bag, throws to first. Business as usual on the infield. A 6-3 double play. And so that concludes the top of the 8th inning. And Oaks will head out back on defense for the bottom half. Stay tuned. Bottom of the 8th inning, 19-2 Foresters, and stepping up to the plate to begin bottom of the 8th will be Addison Klepsch. Klepsch had pinch hit for Caleb Hoover back in the 7th inning. And Caden Stillwell returns to the mound. First pitch, fastball, misses low for ball 1. Well, we were talking about the hypothetical scenario of a mercy rule and how both teams would have to agree to it beforehand, which is proving not to be the case. There's a strike. The lower part of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, we saw Foresters 14-0 win early in the season and in 7. So, I mean, clearly you get the chance in certain games, but of course, yeah, like you said, both managers going to have to agree beforehand, and so it's not the case today. This game will go on.
Misses downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a nice little gentle breeze out here in SB. As that one misses inside, it's 3-2 now on Addison Klepsch.
Yeah, this has turned into a beautiful evening out here. Not surprising. It's how it often is in Santa Barbara.
There's a ground ball. Diving play by Lopez at second. He throws to first to get the out. What a great play by Nate Lopez for the first out.
It's an awesome play from Lopez, just fully laying out, stretching out. Defensive plays like that will serve the Oaks well. We talked about how it was the errors that sent this game into a spiral initially. And Lopez helping his pitcher / left fielder out.
Brings up Aiden Camberg for the Foresters, who had an RBI single his last time up, and he fouls that one back out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Max Weddle waits on deck. Swing and a miss. Some serious heat there from Caden Stillwell.
And you can tell Stillwell's settled in ever since the break from the last inning, because it's tough, again, to come out of left field and have to pitch. He looks more comfortable now.
Fastball buzzes inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 on the way. Fastball up and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Caden Stillwell came on towards the end of the bottom of the 7th inning and allowed a couple of hits, a few runs scored there. Misses inside. It's now a full count on Camberg.
This game's only been about 3 hours, which isn't crazy for a 19-2 game.
3-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Camberg down via way of the K.
How about Caden Stillwell establishing himself, getting a couple outs? He's not a guy that the Oaks are going to necessarily make a standard pitcher this season, but David Solis has shown he's willing to use Luke Medhurst in a 2-way role, Lucas Martinov in a 2-way role when the time asks for it, and Caden Stillwell's making a case that maybe he should get another crack on the mound as he tries to face the top of the order. Time is called.
Well, Max Weddle steps to the plate for the Foresters for the 2nd time today. He walked back in the 7th inning. Fouls that one straight back.
Max Weddle's got a fan section in his dugout. Got a lot of cheers for his ground ball play at shortstop last inning and getting a lot of cheers for a big hack this inning.
Wearing his Santa Barbara High School helmet. Pitch misses down. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's the thing about this, is you occasionally have a couple of guys on various teams just coming out of high school. Weddle's one of them.
Misses up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Weddle.
I think the dugout might go crazy if he gets a hit here or a walk.
Grounded left side. It's a fair ball. Long throw to first, and the throw pulls Whitgo off the bag. We'll see how they score that.
Dugout was as fired up as expected. I mean, yeah, you could probably go either way on that one. They're going to give him a single. Well earned with 2 outs. But not a bad pitch either by Caden Stillwell. He still kept the ball down on the ground. Now he just has to face Sawyer Farr, who's up now for his 7th plate appearance in the 8th inning.
He has been on base all 6 times today.
That's
He's
incredible.
2 for 2. First pitch misses outside, 1-0.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no official record keeping for on-base times in a single game in CCL history, but 7 might be close to it or tying it, if I had to guess, if he gets there.
Takes a hack at one and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the way. Fastball. Some serious mustard on that. It's a 1-2 count now on Sawyer Farr. Pitch on the way. Fouled straight back against the fence.
Caden Stillwell's been looking sharp continuously, just getting ahead in the count, attacking on strike 2. Farr did a good job of keeping it alive, but David Solis has to really like what he's seen out of his pitcher in this unexpected opportunity.
Payoff pitch. Misses down and in. And Sawyer Farr is on base for, wait for it, a 7th time today. He's been on base all 7 times.
It's impressive.
Very much so. Brings up Jake Despain. Hit a sac fly his last time up. Pops that one up to the right side, and it will be caught by Whitgo. So 8 innings in the books. We now head to the 9th. The Oaks are going to need 17 to stay in this game. Forster's 3 outs away. We'll be right back. To the 9th inning we go. Trent Roach back onto the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He'll face Danny Aguilera to start the inning off. Oaks have 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Chops that one foul to the left side. Well, Conejo Oaks have definitely not had their day today against the Foresters. This would be, should this score remain, it would be the 2nd time the Oaks lose this season, as well as to the Foresters. There's a line drive base hit to left field, so the Oaks has their offense not done yet. Still got some stuff to show.
It is not done. But, I mean, we've said it. There's been a lot of dominance in recent years from the Oaks, and this is a team that has never lost by more than 13 runs in the decade. That's almost certainly going to change today. They lost by 13 runs twice this decade. The last time was in 2023. So in neither of their championship seasons did that happen.
Fastball buzzes Latshaw inside. He is hitless on the day. A strikeout and a couple of flyouts. There's a fastball strike that hits the outer part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Fastball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Aguilera, the runner at first, picked up his first hit of the game just now. There's a chopper on the ground to short. Weddle takes the hop, throws to second for one, on to first. It's not in time. It's a fielder's choice. So Latshaw now at first with one out.
And here comes Brandon Contreras, who's been a bright spot with 2 hits and a walk today. And for the Oaks, looking ahead, they'll get to host the San Diego Bombers on Saturday, followed by the Arroyo Seco Saints on Sunday. Both very winnable games. This team knows what they can do. One game does not change that, and the other game against the Foresters was far better. It's only a 4-run loss.
Brandon Contreras looks at a fastball strike on the inside corner.
The Oaks do host the Foresters again on Tuesday. So far, Santa Barbara has had the better of them. But this team is beatable. I mean, they lost 2-1 just yesterday.
Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
For the Foresters, it'll be a 5-1 record on the season following this win.
Fouled against the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Contreras. Well, Contreras has a couple of hits. His first 2 times he singled to center.
For the Foresters, they're back home tomorrow against the Academy Barons, followed by the Bombers at home on Sunday.
Grounded to the left side to third. Throw to second for 1. Throw to first is not in time. It's another fielder's choice. So this game will continue for at least 1 more batter.
It's up to Nate Lopez to keep it alive. He had that double way back in the first. And Brandon Contreras scored on an RBI ground out that put the Oaks up 1-0 early in this game, and little did they know what was in store. The Foresters have had an offensive explosion. It's been a walk party as well. Everything's gone right for Santa Barbara.
Fastball just misses off the plate well. Well, this weekend there's a fly ball in the air to left center field. That struck pretty well. It is going to be caught out there in left center field by Navarro, and that's the final. 19-2, the Foresters take care of business, and they obliterate the Oaks 19-2 in this ball game. The Foresters advance to 5-1 on the season. The Oaks now 3-2, and it's the second time the Oaks have lost to the Foresters, and this time in much more brutal fashion. Well, heading into this weekend, Foresters have the MLB Academy Barons tomorrow at home, while the Oaks will also be at home against the Bombers. Well, Calvin, I said it before, but today was just one of those days for the Oaks. A very rare, unideal day for the Oaks. 17-run loss that hasn't happened in about a decade plus, as you've talked about, and the magic that the Oaks typically have was just not really there today against the Foresters. And, you know, credit the Foresters. They took care of business on their home turf.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Foresters did everything right. The Oaks just were not benefited by a couple of errors early on. This team got some hits. They got 10 hits, stranded some runners, as has been a thing sometimes this season. But, I mean, the hitters were pretty productive overall. The Foresters only had 7 more hits than the Oaks, but it's just the walks that were different. The Foresters picked up 15 walks alongside multiple hit batters. It's just too much to allow. If the Oaks wanted to stay in the game, they were able to string them together. And by the end, I mean, this is a game where you can kind of just pack it up and forget about it. It's not really indicative of the score. The score, when it gets out of hand, sometimes it just gets really out of hand. And if a couple of things had broken the Oaks' way early on, this would have been a much closer game, no doubt about it. Just one of those that it happened. You hop back on the bus, go home, and get excited for a home game tomorrow against a team that should be very beatable.
Well, the score got out of hand enough to see a couple of position players pitch today, and Lucas Martinov and Caden Stillwell, but Oaks will put this one in the bag, head into tomorrow at home against the San Diego Bombers for a 4 p.m. matchup. behalf of our spectacular crew, Calvin Kaplan, I'm Sammy Fawn, and we will see you tomorrow back at Ventura College at Pirate Park.